This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
iHeart presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power. Who will make it to the Big Three Championship? The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Rock legend Daryl Hall is taking over the Minnesota State Fair Grandstand August 28th. Tickets available now for this can't-miss show. Full details, KFAN.com. Key your calendar.
All right, looks like Vikings-Patriots joint practice has come to a conclusion. Both teams looks like they have separated and getting some discussion from their head coaches. So it looks like it's over for the day. 2 days in a row here of the joint practices, Rosey. And for me personally, especially today, I think the biggest story would be the play of J.J. McCarthy. I thought he was not great yesterday, not great to start today, and then he just went on a heater there for a while where he looked poised, confident, and was just making throw after throw after throw.
Well, again, all of that is to be expected. I mean, the roller coaster ride he's going to be on, not just in these practices, which really kind of marks the end of any official participation from J.J. McCarthy other than going against his own team, his own defense, which has been pretty dominant in these practices sessions leading up to the regular season opener against the Bears. I mean, they're not going to spend a lot of time or any time really getting ready to play. They play Tennessee next week, I think. What up, Tennessee, in their final preseason game? Yeah. The coaching staff in particular is all in on Lavelle's Bears right now. That's all they're studying is Ben Johnson. We talked about that. But for J.J. McCarthy, he'll have an opportunity to play against his own defense. But all eyes will be, they'll even start preparations, I'm sure, next week for the Bears game. I mean, they got a long wait, like every other NFL team, especially since the Vikings play on that Monday night. But, playing outside today with some windy conditions, I mean, you're talking about, the Vikings play indoors. Well, they don't play indoors in the opening game. I mean, they always struggle with that place. No matter how good the Vikings are, how bad the Bears are, you can't. That's not a guaranteed win there. No, and it's tough. They expect the unexpected, but they'll have the spotlight to themselves that Monday night after the NFL kicks off. Actually, Thursday night, right? And they play. And then there's that game on Friday, I believe. They just want to take over every day of the year. They pretty much do. Yeah. But this is it now. The family and friends are heading towards the field. So it is the official end of this practice session against the New England Patriots. Of course, game time is noon right here on the Fan on Saturday afternoon. And that'll be fun to watch. I mean, will we see extended play for Max Brosmer at quarterback? And how much bearing will that have on the ultimate decision? I think, the general consensus, and maybe you agree or disagree, that Brosmer's got a kind of a pretty good lead on being on the practice squad, being the practice guy, being the third guy. I don't know if the way he's performed, you can allow him to go on the practice squad because he might get picked up by somebody else. So that's the danger of not keeping him on the 53 to start the season is you could lose him. Yeah, I don't know what, obviously Sam Howell has got the experience and played.
I'm saying you keep 3 quarterbacks. I'm not saying you
that's
take
just
them.
it.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. But being number 2, that may be the case. The problem is, with J.J. Addison, with Addison out, Jordan Addison out for the first 3 weeks, you got to get extra wide receiver help, and I don't think even that spot's been clarified, other than the fact that the expected emergence of Jalen Naylor, who's been spotty again this training camp, is going to be the guy. I don't think they have many other resources to go to at the moment that are shining and taking over that third wide receiver spot.
Well, that was the one injury development today, as Jalen Naylor was hurt early. Appears as if he banged his shoulder. I don't have any inside information, just looking at how he was walking off the field. But
I think KOC is going to be talking to the media. Whether or not we get some sound from that remains to be seen between here and 3, but otherwise we'll look for some of the reporters, the Kevin Seiferts of the world, who are over there.
But he didn't participate the rest of practice.
That just might be precautionary. We don't know right now.
I would say the other positives I thought for the Vikings today, and a couple other positives. One would be, I thought there was a clear difference between the pressure the Patriots defensive line was putting on our quarterbacks and the pressure the Vikings defensive line was putting on the Patriots quarterbacks. I thought it was clear that the purple won the trenches today. Well, that's
to be expected too. I mean, New England's in a transitional period of their franchise. I mean, post Tom Brady, they got their quarterback, that they wanted in Drake May, and trying to reclaim the glory years of yesteryear. That's not probably going to happen. They got Travion Henderson, mentioned, the running back from Ohio State. Diggs is coming back off an ACL. They're a 4-13 team. They're not going to make, I don't think, a quantum leap when you're in that division where the Buffalo Bills are clearly the clear-cut favorite to win that division again, and not a lot. I mean, Miami's spotty. The Jets are the Jets. So, New England kind of sits in the middle of that pack, and not a real formidable division overall. And because they finished 4-13, they arguably have one of the easiest schedules on paper in the National Football League when you look at it. So they have opportunities.
There's a reason their over-under is 8.5 and our over-under is 8.5.
Right.
It ain't because they're the same talented teams.
No, they have an opportunity to cash in against some of the lesser-known, lesser talented teams in the NFL, and they are one of them right now. But
And the other part that I found encouraging for the Vikings, and this probably just ties into the offensive line play, was especially early on when maybe McCarthy wasn't completely in tune today, was the running game. Aaron Jones looked good. You mentioned he had a couple different as a receiver as well. He'd caught when they did the red zone play, he caught one out in the flat for about a 5-yard touchdown. You mentioned maybe the play of the day for McCarthy was that bomb on the wheel route down to Aaron Jones down the right sideline when McCarthy was getting pressured. But it looked like there were holes for Jones and Ty Chandler and Jordan Mason and even Zavier Scott, who looked like he had about you never know because they don't fully let him tackle, but he appeared to have like a 40-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I got a kick out of it because I look up the stats on Aaron Jones, and we have friends. My son's about to turn 40. You think of Aaron Jones as being long in the tooth in the NFL, and he's been around he's 30 years old. I mean,
30 is old in running back years.
I know, but I'm saying when you think about a man like that and a career like that, and you think he's just 30, but you get a lot of wear and tear. But I think that's one reason why the Vikings didn't overuse him last year. Another big reason why they brought in Mason this year, and just to take advantage and keep Aaron Jones as fresh as possible, because he's still got a lot left in that tank, and he's such an engaging personality. His teammates love him. They respect him. He loves being here. I think we remember him from obviously his days, some great years with the Packers. But he's still going to be the number one guy, and they want to keep him healthy and make him even more effective with the emergence of Jordan Mason.
And he played most of the games, if not all of the games last year, but it seemed like there were multiple games in which it'd be early in the second quarter, and Aaron Jones would be unavailable for a couple drives in a row, and then he'd come back out. It seemed like it happened multiple times, and to your point, it'd be nice to have a second player who, one, not only can keep him fresher, but two, if he does have an injury, which he's been a little bit injury prone in his past, someone you can count on, because it doesn't sound like they can count on Ty Chandler.
It looks like Zavier Scott is making his way up here to our booth here right now at our overlook at TCO, and anxious to talk to Zavier Scott, who had a really impressive game last week against the Texans, and trying very hard to get that third running back spot. And he's going to have that opportunity, and he's definitely going to.
And off of the last game, I'm not just saying this because he's about to talk with us, but to me, he looked like he was above Ty Chandler watching that preseason game the other day. Obviously, here at the joint practices, the last two, they both gotten plenty of looks equally on that second team. But we're now joined by Zavier Scott, running back for Minnesota Vikings. How you doing, Zavier? I got to turn your
good to see you.
Microphone on. Can you give me a little mic check there, Zavier?
Mic check.
There you go.
Man,
Look sound good in your ears?
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
It's a little loud, is it?
A little loud?
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh, here we go.
Good to see you, man.
I'm Brandon Molesky. This is Mark Rosen. Nice to meet you, Zavier. I want to talk about your childhood first before we get into everything, because I was reading up on you that basically you were all over the place as a kid. Your dad was in the Army. You were living in different states, living in Germany. What was that experience like as a child?
Yeah, no, we went from place to place. Born in Texas, moved to Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, and I finished high school out in Germany, and then my family moved to New Jersey, and that's where my dad retired at. But yeah, it was hectic. It was a lot of moving. I'm sure as you guys could imagine, as a kid, leaving friends is pretty hard. But learning to meet new people, learn to get out of your shell a little bit. I feel like I learned some good things from that. So it was definitely a blessing in disguise.
Do you speak German?
9.
You got that?
No, I know a little bit. I can get some food. I go
You get some order.
Yeah.
When was football always your sport, or did you I mean, most guys you talk to say, the good ones play multiple sports. Was it like that for you? Did you have that opportunity?
Yeah, I played multiple sports growing up. Football, basketball, baseball was like the good, year-round just rotation. And up until my sophomore year of high school, I started doing track instead of baseball. So that's when I kind of started to focus more on what's going to help me in football, because that's what I ended up, loving the most.
How did you end up in the New England area? I was speaking of New England, playing the Patriots today, and on Saturday, the schools you're going to, I'm thinking like that's college hockey territory.
Yeah.
How'd you end up there?
Yeah, so I graduated high school actually with no offers for college and no recruitment, anything like that, and then started going to some camps the day after I graduated. Flew from Germany to start going to camps. I did about 10 camps in like 2 weeks. Was just grinding, and then picked up some offers throughout that time and ended up committing to UConn that same summer. So it was a quick turnaround, and then I'm back for training camp that same fall. So it was a lot going on that summer, and then when I transferred in 2019, I ended up receiving an offer from Maine. And I had to make that.
Is it tough to get noticed when you're playing football at Maine? I mean, you're not exactly on national TV every week, and people find you because of the world we live in right now with the internet and videos that are available all over.
Yeah, one thing my mom always told me is that if God has it for you, it's gonna happen, and I believe like wholeheartedly that was for me in my journey. And as I grew closer to God, I just believed more and more in what He could do and the quote unquote impossible things that could happen. But yeah, it was definitely flew under the radar, and I've been like that my whole life. And there's nothing, I don't have anything against it. That's cool. I'll stay where God has me until He brings me to where He wants me, and that's where He wants me as well in that time, in that time, underground, so to speak.
Back to the not having received any offers. Like, what is your mindset at that moment? Like, how do you keep the faith? And let's face it, like football's a sport where you got to grind, right? Like, so you got to keep working. Like, how do you keep the mindset of I got to keep putting the work in, even though I don't know where my end goal is here?
Yeah. One thing that's been on my heart recently actually is I see our faith is very much connected to what we do. What are we willing to do for what we believe? And I believed that it was possible. So, and I knew I was going to have to put time in. I knew I was going to have to go, learn new things and just be humble, be willing to listen, be willing to learn, and just whatever it took to get that knowledge, to get that understanding, that wisdom. I was gunning for it because I believed.
Take us back to last Saturday, your first experience at U.S. Bank Stadium. You end up with 7 carries for 40 yards. I mean, the fans are going crazy. People are going, who is that guy? What was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a blessing. Very grateful for the people who support, the people who reached out, and people who are still just loving my game. I'm very grateful for it, and that's just something that I've always felt was bound to happen, and something in me just knew that was always possible. I just had faith in that as well. I feel like that's like one of my strengths. I can believe for things that don't seem believable.
Obviously, to to make a team, make a roster in the National Football League, you have to have probably a special certain skill set. I would imagine your versatility, your ability to catch the ball, you played a little wide receiver in college, has to be an asset for you where you think, hey, this is one of my strengths that I can bring to a football team. Yeah,
100%. That's something that I spent a lot of time moving and working on in college, and now we get to see it and coming out of the backfield and in other ways. So
we were just talking about Aaron Jones, and at the age of 30, the ripe old age of 30 in the National Football League, and the kind of aura he carries with him and the impact he's had on this football team. What have you gleaned, what have you picked up from Aaron at your position, the same position he plays, to learn from and to try to better yourself?
Yeah, I see how he carries himself on a day-to-day basis, not just on the field, like the way he's intentional on the field, but he's just so intentional off the field, just a very humble, loving, accepting person, and just that's just who he is. And I've learned from him off the field, and then learning some things like, reading things on the field, and how to look at things a little bit different from his perspective, and it's just cool learning things from him that way.
You seem very much at peace, and there's such a grind, and you can see that every day means something, and yet a lot of it's out of your control. I mean, when the coaches look at you and think, okay, where does he fit into this football team when the final roster is set?
Yeah. How
much concern do you have about all that? Do you think about it, or do you just go to work every day?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. Like, I feel like I just have such a peace about it that I'm not defined by what happens here, but I care about what happens. Like, there's I feel like a balance there. I care very passionately, I have a conviction that my goal is to be the best I can be every single day, and let the chips fall where they may. And I know I can grow, I know I can improve, but everything outside of my control is outside of my control, and I've learned to worry about what I can, and focus on what I can.
You are young. What specifically are you trying to improve on? Is it something physical? Is it something mental? Like what at this stage of your career, what are you trying to improve on?
Everything. I feel like it's always everything. Like, there's no, you've never reached the pinnacle. There's no I mentioned my faith in Jesus. That's where my goal is, that perfection. What does that look like on the field? What does it look like to be that light on the field? What does that look like? That's what I've been focusing on, and that looks like that in every area of life. How intentionally am I in the weight room? How intentional do I take watching film, and then everything off the field too? I recently got married. Like, how intentional am I?
Congratulations.
Yeah, I saw the ring on the finger there.
Yeah, appreciate it. My wife's hanging out over here.
When is the wedding?
We got married on March 17th.
Fabulous.
Were you as this calm as you are now, like during leading up to the wedding, or did we see the anxious side of you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like the night before I was, we were doing the rehearsal. I'm shaking, I'm crying, like it was emotional. It was a special night, special day for sure. But it was such a blessing. Like when I feel like I've seen it before, before it happened. I feel like when it's actually there, it's almost like I've been there before, but it was definitely such a blessed day, and like all the people who came supported us. I know this is about football, but
I'd rather hear about your wedding.
No, we love hearing.
I want to know what was unique about your guys' wedding, right? It seems like we live in a social media era now where everyone's got to post like some sort of like dance they did with their bridesmaids or something.
Yeah.
Like what was unique at your wedding that's not at anyone else's wedding?
We got a couple good things. One, my wife is a race car driver. We both had a picture where we had
a race car driver.
Here she is.
I'd rather talk to her then.
Yeah, let's get her over here.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah, she's the cooler one in that.
Like professional race car driver?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she's done it for 14 years. Yeah, she can. I don't know if she can hear me. She's done it for a while now.
Is she better at racing cars than you are at being a running back?
We're both really good at what we do.
Okay.
We're both really good at what we do.
How did you guys meet?
We met at church in Indianapolis.
Okay, is that your home base right now?
No, we're home base here.
Okay.
You like it?
Yeah, home base is here. So
just finished up a couple days against the Patriots here in practice. Obviously, you play against them on Saturday. What did you take out of these last 2 days against them? See some other uniform?
Yeah. I'd say biggest takeaways is just there's always like a new thing to learn. Even though we've been practicing against our own guys for the past however many weeks, and now seeing somebody else and adjusting on the fly, I think that's something that you can always learn and pick up on. And then because that happens on Sundays, whatever game days, there's things that happen, adjust and or apply, and that's what I feel like we can get from this. Guys that necessarily haven't seen a whole lot of film on everybody, but you could still learn and apply new things.
All right, I'm going to steal this question from the usual host that's not here today.
Okay.
You got some tattoos on your left arm, maybe some tattoos that I can't see. Like, which one is most meaningful to you and why?
That's a tough one. I would say the
piece of artwork there.
Yeah, you can't see it, but here, I'll pull it up.
The lion?
The lion. I feel like that's something I call my spirit animal. And
nice.
Mainly because Jesus is considered the Lamb, but also the Lion of Judah, the Lion, and how powerful, but like humble. Like it's not like a ferocious, like screaming lion. It's just a calm lion with the crown.
It's just like you,
the king. Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of how I feel like my heart posture is. Just a calm, I don't know, just like curiosity at the same time, just like a balance with the two. But I think that would be my favorite.
Well, fans, keep your eye on number 36 again this Saturday when the Vikings play these New England Patriots at U.S. Bank Stadium. Thanks so much, Zavier, for stopping by, and best of luck as you continue on your journey here.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Zavier. Appreciate it. Zavier Scott, running back for the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings will be back in action versus the New England Patriots. See you, man. For preseason action on Saturday, you'll hear that game right here on the Fan. That game starts at noon, pregame at 10 o'clock. We got 2 more segments to go. Vikings Patriots joint practice has been concluded, so we'll kind of wrap up what's happened here today, and also maybe get into some other sports related stuff with Mark Rosen next, right here on the Fan.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. And to cap off the season, iHeart presents the Big 3 Basketball Playoffs. This Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the remaining 4 teams battle it out for the right to make the Big 3 championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big 3 Monster Energy Celebrity Game, where your favorite stars compete in Big 3 3-on-3 basketball. Then the first of 2 semifinal games features Dwight Howard and the LA Riot taking on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J's first-place Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley, and last will Make You Dance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power, who finished the season winning 5 straight weeks to capture second place. Can Glenn Rice, Greg Monroe, and Paul Millsap stop Miami's physical assault, or will Miami and Beasley put an end to Dallas's winning ways? Who will make it to the Big 3 championship? This no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity. With Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance, it keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/iHeart. That's greenlight.com/iHeart.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Is headed back to the island. Join the guys at Treasure Island September 18th and 19th for 2 shows in Parlay, full of games, tons of laughs, and great prizes, including 2 trips to Las Vegas with the show in October. Use promo code KFAN when you book your stay, 20% off. Full details, KFAN.com. Get your calendar.
Welcome back to Vikings training camp at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center in Eagan. Vikings Patriots have wrapped up their joint practices. We're hoping maybe at some point Kevin O'Connell will speak to the media. Obviously, a lot of the players and coaches have family and friends on the field right now, so my guess is maybe KOC is holding up the media a little bit, talking with his family. I haven't been able to spot him out anywhere. But I should mention, because I just saw it during the commercial break now that I was able to catch up on some things with some of our beat writers and stuff. You know, the one play we'd seen a defensive back for the Vikings injured on the ground. I think it was actually the Hail Mary play to Keishon Boutte that they capitalized on for New England. It was Josh Metellus. Metellus was the one that was down, so it appeared like they were looking at maybe his shoulder. And then I even saw the Jalen Naylor. I think I saw Seifert mentioned that they had his left hand wrapped up.
Yeah, well,
so maybe a hand injury for Jalen Naylor and potentially a shoulder injury for Josh Metellus, who clearly is a big part of that defensive backfield.
Right. Well, we won't see Metellus certainly in these next two preseason games. But this is the thing we talk a lot about. Protecting your first team in particular in the preseason, but injuries can happen any time. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. I mean, not just here, but around the league, and you hear about it, and it can be a freakish type thing, but. Nobody's really going, trying to hurt anybody out here. It's just that's the nature. As they say, pain and injuries are in the contract. And it's the nature of the game, and you want to try to have as much depth as possible and quality depth. And so what's happening with those two guys is not unusual at all. Hopefully they're not serious injuries, and that they can be ready in plenty of time for the Bears on September the 8th, that Monday night, the date.
I don't have the exact date, but yes, they play on the Monday night.
I know one of the real joys for me is coming out here on days like this is running into a number of the Viking alumni, the Viking legends as they like to call them, and had a chance to briefly chat with Ed McDaniel and obviously Greg Coleman, and I look behind me right now, and the great Jeff Seaman, former middle linebacker for the Vikings, is sitting here with his son, and I had a chance to say hello, and I shook his hand. It was like a vice grip still. I mean, Jeff played on some of the greatest Viking defenses of all time, and I know it's having kind of a little bit of rough going right now, but man, I'll tell you what, it was great. It's great to see him. He's sitting right behind us right now, shaking his hand. It's just that was an experience.
Adrian Peterson like?
Very much. I mean, he's not lost any of that arm strength, that is for sure. They're very special, and the alumni are treated very special out here by the Vikings organization. They recognize that. The Will family recognizes that, and a lot of it, and I know from a personal standpoint, I'll mention it, a lot of it's leading up to Legends Weekend, which is the game, the weekend of the Cincinnati Bengals game, their second home game, I believe. And that Thursday night, they're going to honor, a lot of it's honoring Jim Marshall, number 70, the captain. They're going to wear the decal at number 70 on their helmets all year, and they had to cut off the list. I mean, I know a lot of the former players want to come into town. The Vikings pick up the tab for all of them when they do come in, but obviously there's only a finite number they could have, and they're having a big celebration of life for Jim Marshall on that Thursday night, and then they're having a big dinner that Saturday night, and then of course those guys, all the legends, will be honored at the game itself against the Bengals and Joe Burrow that Sunday afternoon. So it's always good because it is a big thing for this organization to keep in touch, and for these players on this team to understand the history of this franchise and who helped build this franchise into what it is today.
We're going to make this a short break here.
Sure.
We're already a little bit late, but I just wanted to get ahead of it in case KOC does end up talking to the media. I don't have to cut that off in the middle of it. So let's go to break now. Potentially KOC on the other side of this break. Otherwise, I do have some Timberwolves news.
Here's the schedule. Is that what you're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Breaking news. Yeah. We're going to break down every game.
Let's break down all 82 games for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wait, I don't see a loss here until December.
Give you some keynotes on that Timberwolves schedule, but potentially KOC presser on the other side of this break. One more segment to go on the Tennafitzgerald with Mark Rosen from Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center in Eagan.
The reviews and ratings are in. win. And Ice Cube's Big Three is the surprise hit of the summer. And to cap off the season, iHeart presents the Big Three Basketball Playoffs. This Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the remaining 4 teams battle it out for the right to make the Big Three championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game, where your favorite stars compete in Big Three 3-on-3 basketball. Then the first of 2 semifinal games features Dwight Howard and the LA Riot taking on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J's first-place Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley, and last will Make You Dance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power, who finished the season winning 5 straight weeks to capture second place. Can Glenn Rice, Greg Monroe, and Paul Millsap stop Miami's physical assault, or will Miami and Beasley put an end to Dallas's winning ways? Who will make it to the Big Three championship? This no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from The Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
All right, welcome back. Final segment live from Vikings training camp. Joint practices with the Patriots are over. I'd like to think, Rosey, I can't pay attention to everything that's going on at the joint practices, but it sounds like the Vikings were the better team today over the Patriots.
Well, yeah, and again, you're going to have your own versions of all of that. I think right now, Viking fans, Viking players, the head coach, who are waiting to talk to the media, who are assembled the usual spot outside, and the KOC we can see in the distance here is not exactly walking over in earnest at the moment to talk to the media.
I lost them already.
Yeah, I already have too, but I think we're anxious to get an update on Josh Metellus in particular, who looked like he fell on his arm and had to leave the field. And you hope it's okay. I mean, he had you mentioned, Tenna, it was a last-minute long completion from Drake May.
It was a Hail Mary at the end of the half.
It was, and this happens. He fell on his arm and he walked off, but you don't know the significance of it at the moment. Hopefully it's nothing serious at all. But until we get an update, it looks like I thought KOC was hustling over. Maybe he is running.
Did you find him again? I lost him. He was talking to Brian O'Neill and his family earlier.
Yeah, it's family day out here, and there's a lot of people still gathered.
Oh, now I see him.
Yeah,
he's got the
KOC. Come on, get over there. We give us an update. Come over here.
He's got like a purple hooded sweatshirt, but it's got like gray sleeves on it.
Yeah.
But he's basically saying hi to like every
family member,
every child out there of every player. Looks like he's signing an autograph right now.
Yeah, there are
taking
lots
pictures.
of kids out there on the field right now, and it's fun to see. And I'd say pretty much 3/4 of them are wearing number 18s. Everywhere you look, it's Justin Jefferson.
Well, it'll be Xavier Scott soon. That's going to be the jersey.
Xavier Scott's posing for some photos down there in the field right now. So,
all right, Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes,
you might have the full schedule. I didn't see the full schedule, but I did see John Krasinski tweet that the Wolves will open at Portland on October 22nd. Dame Lillard now back with the Portland Trail Blazers. Then they go to the LA Lakers on October 24th. Their home opener is Sunday, October 26th against the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, I lost the. They opened up, as you mentioned, at Portland, go to LA. It's Sunday. That's unusual. Sunday, October 26th. I don't know who the Vikings play that day, if they have a game that day. But yeah, it's it's kind of crazy to look at 82 games, and then they have the last, the traditional Christmas Day, which now the NFL has taken over, which traditionally has been the NBA's kind of big day, even though the season starts in October. Both the Vikings and the Timberwolves play that day. The Vikings play the Cowboys. That's at Dallas, and then the Timberwolves play the last game of the night. I think against they playing Denver. I don't have the schedule in front of me.
Yes, they play Denver at like 9:30 on Christmas night.
So that's a big day, I guess, for local sports fans. You think about Christmas Day, and it used to be like, maybe there'll be a little sports on. Now it's all NFL and NBA. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, it doesn't seem to matter. The sports continues to roll right along.
I did see a list also tweeted from John Krasinski, a list of most national televised games in the NBA this season. 4 teams are tied with 34. Do you think you can guess those teams?
Lakers.
Correct.
Shocking. Oklahoma City.
Correct.
Celtics.
Nope.
No. Wow. Golden State still? They're still...
You got 3. One more? One of Common's favorite players plays for him?
One of Common's favorite players?
Bodega Cat.
Oh, the Knicks.
The New York Knicks. So those 4 teams
Really?
have 34.
Yeah.
And guess who's in 5th place behind those 4 teams? Your Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wow.
28 nationally televised games. Given the existence of this franchise, that's a pretty astonishing number.
They used to never be on national TV unless they were playing, a Michael Jordan type team. They would never get. I don't think most people in the NBA even knew the Timberwolves existed. Well, I don't think many people in Minnesota knew the Timberwolves existed for about a 15-year period because there was some really bad basketball out there. And that's pretty astonishing. And I know national television has expanded. It's not just, it's going back. It's a big deal. It's going back to NBC now. This year, you can hear the old John Tesh music that, was made famous, and they got new announcing crews, and our guy Michael Grady is going to be a part of a lot of the national telecasts. He's still going to be doing some local games, but it's I saw a little snippet of Anthony Edwards working out here, and he looks like Mr. America right now. He's like pouring everything into it. So I expect another quantum leap for Ant this year on this team, and they should be one of the favorites. I know they're kind of rolling back with pretty much the same roster, but hopeful of getting some improvements with some of the younger players on this team, including Rob Dillingham, to maybe take over that point guard position.
Well, if you go back a couple of years when you had Anthony Edwards and the Big Meow, and they made the Rudy Gobert trade,
right?
And it seemed like it took a little bit. It took like a season for them to figure out the chemistry thing, and then the second season. It seemed like that chemistry was all good. Well, they made changes before last season. Big Meow then became Bodega Cat in New York, and you bring in Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo.
Right.
And a good solid year, and it seemed like that chemistry with Julius Randle, especially post-injury for him as they were going into the playoffs, really picked up at that point, though, obviously a disappointing exit there in the conference finals, and him specifically against OKC didn't do very well. But I do wonder now with year 2 of that group if they can even kind of take a similar step to where they did with that first time around with Rudy Gobert.
Well, there's no reason why they can't, and I think it's up to some of the younger players whether or not their new guy Berenguer can help as well. He's young and he's got so much to learn, but he's got a lot of raw talent. But Terrence Shannon, right?
Terrence Shannon Jr. Yeah,
he looked like he should have been. The summer league was like an AAU game for him, and I'm expecting big things from him. I think Chris Finch admits that they got to expand, their rotation, maybe closer to 10 players, and Terrence Shannon and Rob Dillingham have got to take that next step, I think, in order for the Wolves to kind of take that next step and to be in that same conversation, with the starting young 5 that they still have overall. When you have a superstar, I'll call him that. He knows he still has to refine his game. Anthony Edwards is 23? and projected to be one of the top 5 players in the league. You build around that. I mean, you have to have other parts, and I think they do. And I don't think there's a need to really change a lot of what was going on there.
Well, I know you've been concerned about the point guard setup moving into the season. Do you think Dillingham can fill that in any way, shape, or form? Or
I mean, he has to. I mean, I think Conley's still got something left in the tank, but he's not going to be a guy that he can start the game and play 12 minutes and then move on. But you got to have other people in that position. Dillingham is now. He's not a kid anymore. I mean, he's been around this league long enough. He played in the summer league. We know his skill set, and I think it's a matter of him just being disciplined enough to understand how to run that offense and to put his teammates in the best position to succeed. But he's still so quick to the basket. He can do a lot of things that no one else can on this roster. So I think Shannon and Dillingham have got to take that next step. As the Jaden McDaniels of the world continue to improve.
By the way, I just saw a tweet from Kevin Seifert a minute ago. He says Metellus just came off the field saying he was fine.
Oh, good. Well, there you go. Thank you, Kevin.
Encouraging news.
Yeah, that's
as long as Josh Metellus is not lying to us.
Right, and that's what you want to hear. I mean, it was odd this last couple of days. Justin Jefferson is, for obvious reasons, is not about to try to come out here and try to have to tweak that hammy. So, but you see him run around and jumping up in the air and just being goofy Justin Jefferson, and you think, well, he looks pretty spry right now. And again, it's only August 14th today? I don't even know what date it is.
It's 14th. Yeah.
They don't open the season until September 8th. I mean, they still got like almost a month to go. And that's a long time, and in football terms, to get ready. And JJ will be ready. I mean, we won't see him until then. But again, it's like McCarthy, and it sounds like they're working on the side field. They had some chemistry built up, but without Addison those first 3 games, JJ is going to be the guy. I think it's going to be JJ and TJ Hawkinson as his 2 primary receivers, and Aaron Jones probably third. But it's pretty hard to develop that that chemistry and the little things you want to do, the nuances that you want to do. And Jefferson's missing a lot of valuable practice time here with the young quarterback.
I don't think we're going to get any KOC presser
look that way,
while we're on the air today, because he has basically been shaking hands and kissing babies with every single family member that's on the field. And there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of politicians out here the last couple of days. But
now he's over by JJ. I should specify Justin Jefferson.
Right.
Him and his family over there on the side. So
he's making those reporters wait in the distance here.
Yeah, they're all bitter. They're all staring over there.
We got deadlines.
They're looking. How many? Who in the history of your time at Channel 4, when you had to come to all these different press conferences, who made you wait the longest?
Oh my goodness!
Who was the most annoying one?
From a head coaching standpoint?
Anybody. Coach? I mean, it's probably typically going to be a coach, but...
Well, I mean, Moss did. I mean, he was always unpredictable. Randy did.
He didn't like talking to you guys.
Well, he did and he didn't. I mean, he'd either be the most engaging interview you've ever had in your life, or he would just shun you and go, get out of my way. He just, depending on what his mood was that particular day. The coaches would basically have to talk to you, so... Brad Childress was on with PA a little bit yesterday. He was here apparently yesterday. He made us wait a little bit. Zimmer he didn't exactly like doing it. Denny Green, I'm trying to go down the list.
I enjoyed Zimmer's pressers with Chris Thomason.
Yeah,
I just never got old. I just love Zimmer snapping back at reporters.
Chris is out in Denver doing his thing with the Broncos right now. But those moments were rather pointed and comical, because Zimmer would not take any prisoners when it came to going after Chris Thomason. Every question he asked basically was stupid in Zimmer's eyes.
A rare Twins win in the Bronx last night. They beat the Yankees 4-1, as you mentioned earlier with Lavelle. Joe Ryan, probably the story here. 6 2/3, 1 earned run, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, walked 2. How many times over the years have we had to face the Yankees in the regular season and in the postseason? And you need to have big-time pitchers going in with all the good lineups they've had over the years. And Joe Ryan, at least, was the stopper last night.
Yeah, that's just it. That's where the conversation begins and ends. If you don't have a Joe Ryan, if you don't have I think the rotation that they were promised to have, basically, with Pablo Lopez being the number 1 starter and Joe Ryan and Bailey Ober, hopefully when he's healthy, contributing as well. And it just didn't work out. But Ryan proved again last night. He got himself another boost in that future contract. Hopefully it's here. after his performance. I don't think he's a free agent this year.
No,
but still, I mean, they got to ink this guy. He's a bulldog out there, and he threw 100 pitches because I think Rocco Baldelli knew I don't want to go to my bullpen until I absolutely have to. It's rare when you see Baldelli allow a starting pitcher to throw 100 pitches.
It's hard not to think though that contract negotiation is going to be dicey because the Minnesota Twins historically have not been a team that's wanted to pay a bunch of their starting pitchers. They already have Pablo Lopez locked up for a large amount of money, and then given that they just slashed payroll, given the ownership changes, well, at least from a minority owner, it seems like they're trying to cut payroll. And Joe Ryan's going to get a lot of money.
Yeah, Ryan knows he's got him over a barrel a little bit. I mean, he's far and away, their most effective starter was the All-Star this year.
Jefferson over there.
Yeah,
all the fans that are still there hanging out on the rail, he went over there.
Right, amazing. Yeah, it's astonishing to see his popularity. It's mentioned Randy Moss. I can't recall a player. Well, and he's so engaging. The fans just gravitate to him, and the kids.
Oh, now all the kids are going to Justin Jefferson.
They're running after him on the golf cart. Yeah, they are. That's funny. He's like the Pied Piper here. He's JJ. Yeah, there he goes.
But Joe Ryan, I think, he's going to demand a lot of money. So
and he deserves it. I mean, the Twins have to pay him. If they don't pay him, then I don't know. I mean, just bolt the door shut. I don't know what else to say. Got a young pitcher like that who's I think just starting to reach his potential. Not even close, really. But he's got a lot.
Justin Jefferson's jogging. I see him jogging over there. The hamstring looks good to me.
Look at him go.
He could play right now. Yeah. If they had a game today, he'd play.
He was running like half speed and faster than any of us could run.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's just running into the weight room right now. And has KOC made his way over there yet?
He has not.
Well, we're not.
I've lost where he is now. He's getting closer to him now, but we're about out of time, so we're not going to have to do that. I did see, Byron Buxton for most of the year has been batting leadoff and has been doing it very successfully. And now the thinking from Rocco Baldelli is, it's great he's hitting all these home runs, but they're all solo home runs because no one's on base for him. So they're going to move him back to second in the lineup. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I think with the emergence of Keishel, if he can continue to play, I mean, I love watching a kid play. He's got a lot of to me, I mean, I talked about him on the air. My favorite player in the American League is Bobby Witt. He looks to me, he's got a lot of Bobby Witt at the plate and a little bit of kind of Dan Gladden-ish kind of approach that I'm going to beat you no matter what, and I hope he can continue. He's got a lot of speed on the bases. That makes sense. I mean, you got to drop Buxton in the lineup a little bit. He's still he's been having the most consistent year of his career, in spite of everything going on. And Byron Buxton has been that staple. So why not try something different? They're back home tonight against the Tigers, and we'll see what the attendance is. Probably 12,000 to 15,000.
I get emails all the time from gambling websites that try to tell you what their betting lines are.
Right.
Today I got one that said Little League World Series game lines, and it was Japan minus 1,150, Czechia plus 612. It was South Carolina minus 280 versus New England plus 209. It was Mexico plus 500, Chinese Taipei minus 840. And then our neighbors, I guess we got to cheer for them, but they're on the border of us. South Dakota plus 131, Pennsylvania minus 169. Now, Rosey,
yes,
I love me some sports betting. I would like sports betting to be legal in Minnesota. I'm disappointed that our legislature here can never just come to an agreement on that. I should be able to make a sports bet. I'm a responsible adult. I know you like to sports wager as well. This seems too far for me. I don't know what the rules should be here, but we should not be betting on 11 and 12-year-olds.
Yeah, 10-year-old Johnny Jones isn't going to throw a one-hitter today. I mean, I know you're down to right now at the USA tournament and the international tournament, so then the two winners meet eventually. But I enjoy watching some of it.
That's
betting
great.
On it.
Especially in today's age of social media, like these guys, people now make death threats to athletes that ruin their bets.
They're going to tweet at some kid that struck out with the bases loaded at the bottom of the seventh, whatever. So
there should be a rule like if you're not a teenager, you cannot be sports bet on.
That's just what's next. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Rosey. Thanks for everything this week. Appreciate you doing a little bonus overtime.
Been a pleasure.
And we'll see you back on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks to Mark Rose and Ron Johnson the last 2 days as well. Lavelli Neal joined today and helped out with the broadcast. And thanks to Brett Blakemore back at St. Louis Park. And thanks to everyone for listening. It's been a good day.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power. Who will make it to the Big Three Championship? The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive, and when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that, because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from The Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.